We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
Follow Sewing Street and Yarn Lane on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's coming up on the show, as well as being the first to know about our amazing offers. Get involved with our competitions that are exclusive to social media. And pick up some top tips from us too. In need of a crafting fix? There are so many ways you can watch Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Sewing Street is live from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day on Freeview 72 and Sky 670. Alternatively, if you want to watch us on a tablet or on the move, you can tune in on our YouTube channel, the Sewing Street app, or the websites at www.sewingstreet.com and www.yarnlane.com. You can watch past shows on Sky 670 from 1 p.m. every day, as well as our YouTube channel, the app, and our website. Yarn Lane is on from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Visit our programme guide to find out when and what's on, so you never have to spend a minute without us.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping! Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Yarn Lane. If you're having a great Saturday, welcome to the crew. We're all having a great day today. I'm Stuart Hillard and I'm brand new presenter here at Yarn Lane. I'm really excited about this hour. So kind of you to join me. And we've got some wonderful, wonderful products and projects to share with you in the next hour. So don't go away. Now, let's have a little talk first off about how to shop at Yarn Lane. If you've never joined us before, welcome to the gang. It's all about yarn craft here, knitting, crochet, all that good stuff. Now, go to www.yarnlane.com. Looks just like this. There I am. I'm live. Click the button on the right of the search bar or you can click right here. And there we go, we're live, or our version of it. Now you can message us, and we love to get your messages. You can see there, I'm Hannah. Hello, I'm Stuart. Thank you, your message has been sent. So if you want to send us a message, please do. If you've got any questions that you want to ask, any queries, any tips you're looking for, just send us a message. We love getting messages. Easy to do that. You can pre-order anything that's on the show. If you want to get ahead, you've got 2 columns underneath watching us live. Now you've got today's show deals. Pre-order is everything that we've got on the show. We've got some brand new wool couture kits, and aren't they beautiful? So many appealing makes for babies in just beautiful made in Yorkshire yarn. These are lovely. Really excited about showing you these. I'm absolutely bowled over by the cuteness and also the beautiful handle and feel of the yarn that's been used. These are great projects for babies. I don't know about you. Everyone I know almost at the moment has got a new baby in the family. I've got a new niece, I've got a new great niece, I've got friends who are having babies or have just had babies. So I am very, very busily looking now for projects for babies. We've got some great projects here. And what's lovely about wool couture kits are that you've got everything in the box apart from needles, knitting needles, to make the project. So you've got all the yarn, the instructions, you've even got a darning needle, and you've got the stuffing for things like the soft toys. So they're fantastic. Let's start with the Mabel baby blanket. That's this stripy one. No, it's not. The Mabel one is the one with the ears. Now, fortunately, we've got a picture of a baby wearing this blanket, so I don't have to. Oh, I don't know if this will help. I don't know if this helps or not helps you to choose whether this is the right purchase for you. I'm feeling a little bit Sound of Music. How do you solve a problem? It's, yeah, and we cut to the baby. Good, yes. Now that's how it's meant to look, actually. It is such gorgeous soft yarn though. My goodness me, it is beautiful. Let's go straight to our guest. Katharine Wright's here, everyone. Katharine Wright's here. Katharine, what do we get in the kit?
Oh, right, so what you get in the kit is you get your pattern. Lovely pattern, all the instructions you need. You get 7 balls of the mink. It's called mink blush. You can only see 6 there because I've started one to show you how to do it. You get your little bit of cream because if you look on the corner, there's like little kisses embroidered on. On the bottom corner, which is really sweet, and there's a little tapestry needle for which I can't find right now, but they do all have them in for sewing in your ends and doing the little bit of embroidery. And the yarn is 50% merino and 50% acrylic. Gorgeous. And it is hand wash though. It's
a hand wash one, and that's a DK weight, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It is so
soft. It's lovely, lovely to work with. And what I like is it's got this really nice like twist effect on it. If you see what I mean, it looks more twisted than some yarns. It's got a really nice look to it.
Is it maybe a worsted? I totally see what you're talking about there. I think what you get there is really good stitch definition.
It is lovely. It's lovely. Now I just have to tell you something funny with that. When Elliot spread it out to take a picture of it, he said, "Is that a manta ray?"
Well, you
because you would put your baby in like a manta ray outfit,
yeah, you wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Welcome to the world, baby manta ray.
So I'm still laughing about
lovely.
that.
I love the
really
colour.
Nice. It's a lovely colour, lovely soft colour. I mean, suitable for girls or boys.
Yeah, brand new today. not had this kit before. It's brand new for us, and that's the mink, isn't it? The mink colourway.
This is mink blush.
Really beautiful.
And these actually are so useful when you have a baby, just to you get them out of the bath and you've dried them and then you just snuggle them in.
Or for adults, as I think I've proven this morning.
Well, I have to say, my 12-year-old daughter, when they sent the sample to me and I unpacked everything, she went, "Ooh," and put it on straight away.
Exactly. It's not just me. Anything with ears.
Oh, you can't go wrong with ears. You really can't.
That is super. Now, let's have a little look at some of the other kits that we've got. We've got a beautiful stripy baby blanket here. This is ice cream to me. There's vanilla and there's strawberry and lovely mint in there as well. Lovely soft grey and a baby blue. This is suitable for any baby, isn't it? It's really yummy. It is squidgy and soft. It is so bouncy.
It is. Yeah.
I think that's the best way I can describe this yarn. It is bouncy to the touch. It feels lovely. What do we get in the kit for this blanket,
In
Katharine?
this one, you've got a lovely array of colours.
Oh,
I know. So you've got your mink blush, your natural grey, teal green, natural cream, baby pink and baby blue. And you've got your instructions for the blanket, but because this is a real beginner project, you've also got a whole little booklet on how to knit. So if you've never done it before,
amazing.
You can
that would be ace, wouldn't it? If you've never knitted before and this was your first project, you've even got the how to knit guide. And Katharine, a lot of people start knitting when they have a baby or when they're expecting, don't they?
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's a lovely relaxing thing to do as well, isn't it? Yeah. And this is very achievable for a beginner because it's not too big.
Yeah.
It's all one stitch. It's
no
all,
shaping.
No shaping. It's all garter stitch. You can't really go wrong with it, I don't think.
No, I agree.
But you've made something beautiful at the end.
You really have. And I actually love the look of the reverse as well. I'm just going to turn that around so that you can see on garter stitch, of course, when you change colours, you get that sort of row where you're changing colours, where there's the mixture of the two. I love that. I would equally use this as the right side. I think it just looks gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful stitch definition from that wool couture yarn. And that's spun in Yorkshire. Yeah, this is British yarn. This is beautiful, beautiful, snuggly, soft loveliness.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that come in an adult size? Please.
It doesn't, but if you bought more than one, you could just make it bigger, couldn't you?
You could multi-buy.
Yeah.
And simple stripes, if you've never tried colour work before, simple stripes are the place to start. Changing colour, you're going to show us how to change colour and weave in ends, aren't you, in the hour? So there's loads of demos coming up, so stay tuned for those. Now, let's look at our next kit. This is Robin Octopus. Might be my favourite thing on the show. I'm not sure. But Robin Octopus is fabulous. Great price point, that. $25.99. And you're getting everything included in a beautiful box. It's very giftable. It's very giftable. So if you've got a baby shower coming up, one of your friends, one of your relatives is expecting and you want to take them something to do while they're expecting. This is beautiful. This is Robin the octopus. He has got all 8 tentacles and they are superbly knitted. Let me just show you this. They've got all the little bobbles. Katharine's going to show us how to do that. She promises me it's really straightforward. It's very tactile. Just lovely. Oh, now, just at this moment in time, I'm feeling very comforted. But you know how just having something tactile in your hands is just very soothing. You're getting everything in the box apart from the knitting needles to make Robin. So you're getting all of the yarn. It's beautiful, beautiful. 50% wool, 50% acrylic yarn. You're getting that in the natural grey and the natural cream. You're also getting a little bit of the black as well. You're getting a darning needle for making up. You're getting your toy stuffing as well. Full instructions. All you need to add are your needles. And Katharine, what size knitting needles do we use for these projects?
For this one, 3.25 knitting needles.
Okay, 3.25.
The first two that you've shown, the blankets, are 4mm knitting needles.
Great. So if you need to know what size needles, if you need to order needles, of course, we have got needles on the website. It is in the description on the web. So if you're unsure and you want to add in some needles, just have a look at the description on the website for the kit you're going to pick. It'll tell you what size needles you need. If you haven't got them in your needle stash, you can always go onto the web and put some needles in your basket. Gorgeous, love Robin. I like just doing this with him and twirling his, here I am, here I am. I'm just going to take that home with me. Thank you very much. He is just gorgeous. Right. Another favourite of yours, but in a new colourway. It's Chloe Cat. Chloe Cat, I love. Chloe Cat's cute. That is the cat's actual voice. We were chatting earlier on and Chloe was talking to me, and but she is full of personality. Love the whiskers. I mean, she's just great. Love it. And she's knitted. Nice and easy project, this. You're getting all your yarn, including the black for the details. You're getting your stuffing, full instructions, even a darning needle, and the toy stuffing. It's all there in the box. Now, we have had Chloe on before in grey, but we've never had the mink colourway before. And you've got the mink over there, haven't you?
I have, yeah. So you can see the box there. You've got your all your yarn, like you said, your little bit of black for face and claws, your needle, your toy stuffing, and obviously all your instructions.
It's such a giftable thing, isn't
they
it?
They come so beautifully presented.
Yeah.
When I got the big boxes through, it's like each open it up, and it's just lovely, and also really handy for keeping it all while you're working on it. Actually,
brilliant idea.
You haven't got to sort of find another bag to put it in. You can just keep it all in there.
Easy to wrap. If you're giving it as a gift for a baby shower or, you know, welcome to the world present. I'm useless at gift wrapping anything that isn't a square or rectangular box. I'm just going to put it out there. My husband Charlie can wrap anything.
My husband only buys things that are in boxes,
yep.
and will only wrap things if they're rectangular
Yep.
or square, yes.
Yep.
So at Christmas I do all the wrapping, except when I get cross and I say, come and help me, and he'll do like the books.
Sounds about
Because
right.
they're easy.
Sounds like me. Thank goodness for beautiful gift boxes. If you didn't want to wrap that and you were giving it, you could give it in the box, because actually it is a beautiful, beautiful box. Wool Couture. It's got that beautiful heart on it. It's just, you could give it just as it is. But if you're also terrible at wrapping things, like I am, it's also a square box, so it's very easy.
You know, do you not just make little tote bags to put everything in?
Pardon me?
Do you not just make little tote bags to put everything in?
Well, there is that,
That's
isn't
what
there,
I
of
would
course.
do. Or
yeah.
just wrap it up in fabric.
Wrap it in a fat
because
quarter
that's
tie a
sustainable.
knot. Yes,
And
it
trendy.
is.
It's got a proper Japanese name, wrapping things in fabric.
It's true. It's true. Now, Chloe the cat in the original grey. I'm going to show you a picture. There's Chloe the cat in the original grey. Now, we have got Chloe the cat in grey, but very limited. Very limited quantities. But the brand new colour is Chloe the cat in mink, which I think is bang on trend. That's Chloe Cat that we've got on air this morning. She's in mink. You could have one of each. Oh, if you've got twins, twin
That
babies.
would be so gorgeous.
Charlie's a twin.
Ah.
Yeah, Charlie's a twin. He's got a twin sister called Joanna. And no, they're not identical. I do get asked
You could
sometimes.
hear that question in my head.
I get asked sometimes, are they identical? But they're both very tall.
Okay.
But that's probably the only real similarity between them. They're both very tall and the same age, and they have the same birthday, which is good. Yeah, a lot of twins are like that, you know. But we've got Chloe Cat in mink, and I just think she's gorgeous. In grey, there's the original colourway. Very, very limited though, that. Very limited. And then I like the position now. It's like a just finished
She
a big
looks
dinner.
yeah, slightly bemused,
Yeah.
isn't she?
That's how I look after a big Sunday dinner. I'm like, well, that's me. That's me for the rest of the day. No crochet on the show today. Sorry, crocheters. Everything's knitted today. Knitting is lovely. Knitting is lovely. Now, Mabel the bunny. Mabel the bunny, I'm going to find her. Oh, we've got there's Grey Mabel Bunny. I love the names too, Chloe and Mabel. So this is Mabel the bunny in grey, and there she is on screen. Big floppy ears. Now if you wanted, you could get the Mabel bunny, as you can see here, but you could also get the Mabel blanket, which also has the bunny ears. Lovely matching set. Excuse me. This is in grey. This is the kit. This is what you're going to get if you buy the Mabel bunny in grey. Beautiful box. Inside you've got your instructions. There she is shown in pink as well. We got full instructions for making Mabel bunny. Just going to turn that around. Full instructions there. It's a little tease of some of the other kits that you can buy from Couture. And then in the box, everything is so beautifully presented. I love this about these Couture kits. They are beautifully, beautifully presented. You've got your yarns, and you've got your main yarns there, the grey. You've got 3 balls. What's really lovely about this yarn too, I don't know if you can see this at home, but the grey it doesn't look one solid grey. It's subtly sort of variegated, isn't it? A little bit. It looks it to me, certainly in this light. Maybe it's just the light, but it's really, really soft, and it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. You've got 3 balls of the grey. You've got the natural as well. It's almost like a sort of vanilla colour. Beautiful. You've got your quilt stuffing, your toy stuffing. And then you've also got a little bit of pink and a little bit of black, and that's to do the final detailing, the nose and the eyes on Mabel. She's also got, I just want to show you here, she's also got the rather wonderful pom-pom tail. Look at that. That's a big old pom-pom. She is so, oh look. Does my pom-pom look big in this? She is absolutely beautiful. What a cutie. Now, we've got Mabel in grey, and we've also got Mabel in pink. Let's look at the details for Mabel in pink. There she is, Couture, pink Mabel bunny. Great picture here. She's not sitting on a pom-pom tail, by the way. She's sitting on a ball of yarn, if you were wondering. The pom-pom's all sticking out the back. There's only 4 left, I'm afraid, in pink. So be really quick. If you love the pink version of Mabel, be really quick. I've got that kit right here, actually. Let me just show you. It's all stuck down. But there's your Mabel bunny in pink. Really cute. Still haven't got the right way up. 3 balls in pink. Again, it's that beautiful, beautiful wool couture yarn. 50% wool, 50% acrylic. Got a gorgeous sheen to it. You've got a ball of the natural cream, and then you've got a little bit of grey for the nose, a little bit of black for the eyes. Plenty though. There's plenty there. You've got your stuffing, and rather importantly, I think, you've got that darning needle and a gorgeous little card. It's very, very cute. Very giftable. Very, very giftable. Nearly all gone, that one. Only a couple left, so be quick if you want Mabel in pink. Now, Lucy Unicorn. Mabel Bunny. There she is. Saying she. Oh, look. There's Lucy the Unicorn. Unicorns have been such a massive, massive feature of children's design, fabrics, interiors, and of course, beautiful, beautiful knitted toys. So this is the kit for Lucy. You get a lot of yarn. You get a lot of yarn here. Let me show you. I'm just going to move the stuffing out of the way. So you're getting a couple of the natural cream, that's for her body, grey for her hooves and also for her horn as well. And then you're getting some pink and some blue, a ball of each, and that's to use for her mane and her tail. Now I think that looks like loads of yarn to make a mane out of, so you're going to have some left over, I think. I'm always keen on the leftovers. Make a little something extra if you can. You're getting some black there too, of course, which you'll use for her eyes. Your darning needle, and most importantly, fantastic instructions. So Loose is knitted. Every single row that you need is written out for you. There she is with her tail and her gorgeous mane. The tail is really cute. Can you see there? She's got a little tail sticking out. Adorable. And these are great for decorating a baby's room as well. Sitting on a shelf. Older children too, I think. Yeah, especially for what I would call decorator dolls, where you use them just to put on a shelf or on a bookcase, something like that, to look cute. Really fun. Now we've got one more kit. This is brand new. Great one. If you've never knitted with wool couture before, it's a great price point. It's a great introductory project as well. Super little project this, very giftable. It's the Wool Couture Earth Woodland Bunny Kit. Oh, so sweet. Don't forget, of course, you're getting a pattern with each of these kits, which you can make over and over and over again. Wool Couture yarn is going to make beautiful, beautiful soft toys. Katharine, you've got the kit. Talk us through it.
I have. It's a darker brown than the little sample.
Oh, that's cute.
And this is a slightly different yarn. This is an Aran yarn. It's got cotton, polyester, acrylic, silk, linen and recycled fibres in.
Amazing.
I know. It's very soft, and this one is washable as well. So you get your ball of yarn, you get your stuffing, you get your thread for embroidering the face. That's a bit of a leaf off my tree because I was getting ready and sitting out in the garden the other day. And you get your tapestry needle.
Your darning needle.
And obviously your pattern as well.
Those are your needles, aren't they? You don't get knitting needles with them, but if you do need knitting needles, you can check out the full details for each kit on the website. That'll tell you what size needles you need. If you haven't got them in your needle stash at home, just go onto the website. You can order yourself some needles to come with your kit, and then you can hit the ground running knowing you've got absolutely everything.
This
one, Katharine.
4 mil needles.
This
one needed as well. Yes.
Ace. Very, very cute. Love that. Love that earth brown colour.
It's a nice colour, isn't it? It's not going to show the dirt if your baby sucks it, which they will.
Excellent. Time for a demo, I think.
Okay, do you want to start with the little bunny?
Let's.
Yeah? Okie dokie.
You're loving the little bunny, by the way. It's our most popular kit in today's show.
It's very sweet. It's really nice just for... Say you had someone who's had a baby who you're maybe not really close to and you just want to give them a little gift.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also as well something quick to make. Nice
and quick to make. So the bit I'm going to show you is how to do your legs and then start the body. So I've actually made the legs up, and we've got a garter stitch little foot. And then we've gone to stocking stitch, and I've made 2 the same. And it says to slip your stitches onto a holder, but I've actually put mine on a knitting needle because sometimes you have that problem where you put it on your stitch holder, and because they fashion like that, don't they? And then they're the wrong way round when you want to knit them off again.
Yes.
Yes. So I decided it was easier to put it on a needle.
I often use a double pointed
one, because then they're the right way, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because I put it on my stitch marker and I thought, no, that's not going to be right, and so I put it on there.
All these options are available on the website, by the way, if you want to get yourself some DPNs or you want some stitch markers or just an extra set of needles so that you've got a spare just add them into your basket. So we've made both legs
so
separately.
we've made both little legs separately, and then we're going to join it all together. We're going to start by knitting across the first leg. So this is with the right side facing, because obviously with stocking stitch it looks different on the reverse because you're knitting a row and purling a row.
So stocking stitch right side.
Yes,
is
with the right
sort of
side
V shape is the right side. That looks lovely yarn. It's beautiful, isn't it, having those little flecks in the yarn?
It is, and it's although it's an Aran weight, we're using a double knitting weight needle, aren't we, with a 4mm, but it does mean it's nice and tight so that when you put stuffing in, because you want to really kind of pad out your toy, you've got nice dense knitting and it's not going to the stuffing's not going to poke through. Then you take your second leg, which is on your spare needle, and you're going to knit across that as well.
So I noticed there you'd cut the working yarn off that second leg.
I had, just to make my second one.
Perfect.
Yes.
So you knitted it up to that point, cut it off, left a little tail for sewing in, and then you're knitting across with this one working yarn.
Absolutely. So this is joining it together. When I get to the end of this row, I need to put a marker at each end, and this is for when you stitch it all together. So let me just get to the end. Do you know what, Stuart? It's knitting standing up is something you just never normally do. It's such a funny thing. Obviously when you've got them all across like that, these look really fat little legs, don't they?
I can relate. I can relate.
Which much fatter than the actual bunny. So what you do is you're actually going to put a little stitch marker on each end, because when you've knitted up and you come and put it together, these are going to fold round in half.
So they'll be half
to
the width.
stitch up, and your marker shows you where to match up to. So when you stitch up, you'll stitch up the middle and then up the centre back of your bunny's body.
Clever.
Okay.
So we're knitting the front and the back. We're knitting the whole bunny as one, really.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yes. And then you're just going to carry on 23 rows in stocking stitch. It's a lovely quick make, this one.
Yeah, terrific.
Absolutely.
Terrific.
The neck and the head all goes in one row.
Not difficult, is it, to join two pieces of knitting together like that? It's a great little skill builder.
You've even got on your instructions here, let me just show you, it shows you how to do mattress stitch.
Brilliant.
To sew it all up to.
Brilliant. Really, really thorough instructions there, which is so important if you've never knitted before, but also if you've been knitting for decades, you know, and you just want to learn a new skill like the mattress stitch. Maybe you've never made soft toys before with knitting. It's a great opportunity to try something new, and a really affordable price, $14.99 for the Couture Earth Woodland Bunny Knitting Kit. Very cute. You've never tried Couture before? It's a great way in.
What would you like to have a look at next then?
Now, well, let's look at the Mabel blanket. That's the one with ears.
With the nice little bunny ears.
Yeah.
Yes. That everybody likes to wear. Or the manta ray if you prefer.
The manta ray.
Okay.
Our director's saying, open it out. He's got something to prove, hasn't he? He's like, come on, prove. No, look.
I can see, it does look, it is that shape. Yes.
I like
but
the shaping.
It's not your traditional bunny, not your traditional children's thing, is it?
It isn't really. It's not synonymous with early childhood, the manta ray. But I do really love the way that this blanket is shaped. This is lovely, very smart. It creates this lovely shape when it's folded around. Easy, difficult?
It's easy.
It's an easy
project.
The
majority of it's in garter stitch, which is just plain rows of knitting. I'm going to show you a little bit on the ear, because you've actually got a sort of stocking stitch border to the ear, which helps it to lie flat actually.
Yeah, stops it curling up.
It does, with garter stitch in between. So what I've done there, I've done the very first 3 rows and the 4th row, which got me to place a marker in the centre. So that's literally just slid onto the needle in the place where you need it. Okay, so then what I want to show you is the increasing on this, because if you do a lot of knitting, they usually, traditional knitting patterns, like when I'm on and I demo Mariner, they always say ink for increase.
Right.
Wool Couture write it slightly differently, and they have KFB and KBF, which so KFB is you're increasing by knitting into the front first and then the back, and KBF you're increasing but by knitting into the back first and then the front. So it's just slightly different abbreviations, actually, than I'd come across before, although it's something that, you know, I knew how to do. It was just like, oh, hadn't seen it written that way. So
No,
I'm just
I
going to show you how to do this. So I'm on row 5, which tells me to knit to the first stitch before the marker, which is here. So you can see I've got 1 stitch and then the marker, and then I'm going to KFB, so that's knitting into the front first, and then before I take the stitch off the needle, I'm going to knit again, make sure I've got it, into the back. So I've increased 1 stitch like that. Then I'm going to just slip the marker across so it stays in the right place. I'm going to knit 1, then I'm going to knit into the back first. So pushing my needle into the back, around, before I slip that off, I'm going to come back, slip into the front and round. So I've increased a stitch there, and then I'm going to knit to the end.
And do you know why you knit into the front on one side and then into the back on the other side?
Do you know what? I don't, Stuart, but I think it just must be that it makes it even, mirror each other on each side, I think.
Yeah.
And just that little bit, make it look really neat. I mean, it does look really nice and neat.
It does. I was just looking at the sample that I've got on the table in front of me. It is a very, very neat way of increasing. You can barely see those increases. And I think as well what's really smart is that stocking stitch border to the leaves. I don't know if you can see this, but you've got this lovely garter stitch centre, and there are those increases, which I really am not really seeing, which is very neat. And then you've got this lovely border, this stocking stitch border around the ears, which is very smart. Love it.
So as you come back across again, just slip that marker across so it keeps you in the right place. And your reverse row, I've purled 3, knitted across, and then I'm going to purl the last 3, which keeps that stocking stitch going. And you do those 2 rows 3 times all together, so that you've got up to 13 stitches, and then we carry on straight, and then we do some decreasing in the same way.
Just the opposite of what you've started with.
Just the opposite, so that you get the nice shape. So really it's just that watching that you make sure you increase in the right way as you go along. So not difficult.
Again, an easy project.
Not difficult at all, lovely easy project.
Maybe if you've started by making the baby blanket, that straight stripy baby blanket, great first project. The Mabel blanket with ears would be a great second project, wouldn't it?
It would actually.
A little bit of knitting experience, but not much. I mean, it's just adding in some simple shaping to a garter stitch blanket. But I mean, both of them are just very, very beautiful.
They are.
They're classy, aren't they? They look,
they
look
really
very
are.
high-end, beautiful gifts. Either as a finished project or as the kit. I mean, if you're time poor, but you want to give a beautiful gift to somebody who's having a baby or had a baby, give them the kit. It's very giftable. If you've got a little bit more time or you really want to knit something for somebody, buy the kit and make the project up. Beautiful, beautiful. So cute.
On the stripy blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the, I haven't. You cast on 100 stitches to start. I haven't cast on 100. I thought you'd get bored watching me knit 100 across 100 stitches. I've done 50. So just imagine it's twice as long.
Fair enough.
Because I just was going to show you how to change your colour and weave in your ends. Oh, and how to count your rows, because if you're new to knitting, you don't always know how to count that you've done the right number. You can get, to help you, you can get little stitch counters you put on the end of the needle. You can get apps these days.
You can.
You can, and you'd say, and you can talk to them and say, you know, tell it how many rows you've done. I'm old school and I do a little tally on my knitting pattern.
I do that. I've got a little app that's got a sheep, and when you tap the sheep, it goes there, and it does another row, which is quite fun.
So there's lots of ways, but if you've forgotten to do that and turn the thing, or say to your app, you can count your rows. So with garter stitch, about the sort of slightly raised is your knit side, but when you come back across, you've got a knit side on the reverse. So in a way, this is two rows. Every raised one is 2 rows. So you can say 2, 4, 6, and the one there is 8. Okay, so that's the way to do it. You can count up these. If I do it from that side, because that's the side I started, 2, 4, 6. You can see I've done 4 raised rows there, which actually equals 8 rows.
And Catherine, I'd been knitting for years as a child, counting every row and writing it down until somebody showed me how to count that.
Yes, it's
so that's
useful,
a real gift, isn't it, knowing how to do that.
I mean, the other thing I would say, if you are beginning and you've decided to go for this as your first project, keep stopping and just checking you've got the same number of stitches across your needle. When you learn, it's really easy to make an extra stitch or drop a stitch.
Yeah.
And then it starts to get a bit wobbly on the ends. So just, you know, every couple of rows, just stop and just double check you've still got the right number, and then you'll be fine.
But even if the end is a bit wobbly, the baby won't mind.
No, they're not going to say, look, Mum, it wasn't very good.
The blanket will still keep the baby warm and snuggly. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a great first project. And lots of you agree, because we've only got single figures of the baby blanket left now. So if you want the Wool Couture stripy baby blanket knitting kit, be quick. It's $39.99. Get yours while you can. That is so cute.
So I've done 8 rows in the mink, and then I've got to swap to grey. So just literally snip off your yarn, and it says to leave about 10 centimetres, enough length to have something to thread up and stitch on. And then when you start knitting, you're just going to literally start with your next colour.
How long a tail do you leave?
So again, I've left a decent one, 10 centimetres or
10
so.
centimetres.
And the thing to remember when you do this is try and make sure, well, you need to make sure that you change colour on the same each time. So that all your front looks like that.
Yeah.
And all the back looks like that.
And
which
how
does
can
look
you
nice.
tell? How can you tell when it's the first time you've added colour in? Is there a way of knowing that you're on the right side?
So on the right side, you can only see the loops of your second colour. On the reverse, you can see the bit at the bottom, can't you?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's how you know. But if you're counting your rows correctly, you're always working even rows of colour. They're working rows of 10 in this pattern. Perfect. So you should be always okay. And then when you get to the end, and you've got your, I've not left, probably a bit small there, this one's better. You can get your nice little needle and thread it in. Some people are organised and they will weave in as they go along, but I tend to leave everything to the end and then have a mammoth weaving in session.
It probably divides knitters into two, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The weave as you go, or the weave at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
the weave at the end.
You literally going to just take your yarn through your stitches so that it secures it.
On the wrong side.
On the wrong side, absolutely. Yep. Simple as that. So this is a lovely first project.
Was your heart in your throat at home there? I was getting a slight as the scissors went towards the knitting. I'm going on a steeking workshop in November.
Oh, what's that then?
Steeking. So you know Fair Isle knits.
Yes.
Tent traditionally are knitted in the round. So you knit the front and the back, just like the rabbit legs. The rabbit body is front and back. Traditionally, it's knitted in the round, so that you're only doing knit stitches. You're not having to change colour purling. So then what you do is you need a neckline, or if you're doing a waistcoat, you need a dividing line. So it's a way that you knit it and then you cut with scissors all the way down.
That's quite scary, isn't it?
Which fills me with absolute terror. But the teacher, Juliet, who's teaching the course, assures me it's like, and everyone holds their breath when she cuts through the steek.
Oh, I love the sound of that. I love learning new stuff.
I can't wait.
That sounds
I'm
really good.
Really excited.
Really good.
Really excited. 7 of these blankets left. Yeah, you don't have to steek these. There's nothing complicated. Cast on, start to stitch.
Don't snip anything except
don't
for
cut
rows
anything
at the end.
Now, let's go back to our gorgeous robin octopus. I remember reading once that octopus, octopi, octopus, I always feel more comfortable saying octopuses, are technically immortal, or can be immortal, because they can go back to their baby stage. If that makes any sense at all. It makes,
no, I don't
They can go back to being a baby, and then kind of grow up. I don't know how it works. I read it once. Louise has messaged in. I'm halfway through knitting robin, and although the tentacles look very difficult to make, they are not.
They are
not. The
not.
instructions are very easy to follow. Love, Lou. Lou in Hertfordshire, thank you so much for that. Very timely message. Those tentacles do look complicated.
The tentacle, yes. No, they're not. They're not at all. They've got something called a wrap and turn. So this is how you get the pointed shape on them, and it's German short rows.
Okay.
Yeah, is another name for it. So I've cast on, I've done 1 row of knitting, and I've knitted 36. And then wrap and turn, what happens is you knit along, you slip the stitch that's to be wrapped onto your next needle. You bring your yarn round to the front, you slip the stitch back onto the left needle, and then you turn your work round. And what happens is you won't get a hole. Then you knit to the end. Okay, so you're going back along, and this first little bit here hasn't been knitted. This is going to stay small. So this is the little pointed bit of your octopus's tentacles. And because you've done that wrap and turn, you don't get a little hole than if you just turned it round and knitted back. So it's a really nice, neat way of making the shape and shaping.
So you're knitting like a long, thin triangle.
You are, absolutely.
But with the stitches running the length instead of short rows back and forth across.
That's right.
Clever.
And
Clever.
if I get to the end, and when I come back, I can just show you quickly how you make the bobble.
Mm-hmm. Lou, you were right. Thanks for emailing in. These instructions are great, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's very clear how to do the wrap and turn in the instructions. It's got a step-by-step thing to follow, so that you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with it. It's this is a nice make.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
I like makes that are quite interesting and have got interesting things going on.
Me too.
And this is nice because it's got lots of different little bits to do and shaping and what have you.
Yeah, it's a nice, interesting make, isn't it? It's quick and straightforward. Good for knitters with a little experience. But you wouldn't need a lot of experience to make robin.
No, not really, because it's so well explained. I mean, each tentacle's only got 21 rows.
Fab.
They look like they've got loads of work in, but 21 rows is very doable in an evening, I would say.
I could quite easily become obsessed with knitting tentacles.
So,
just putting tentacles on everything.
When I come back along, I'm going to knit 3. I'm going to knit 2, and then I'm going to make the bobble. So to make the bobble, I'm knitting into the front and back of the next stitch twice. So I'm going to knit front and back and front and back. So that's made one stitch there is turned into 4 stitches.
Got you.
Yeah. I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to purl 4 stitches, those 4 stitches that I made.
So this is a very short row of 4 stitches we're working back and forth on.
Absolutely. I'm going to turn it again. And I'm going to knit 2 together twice. So I'm taking that back down to 1 again. So I'm down to 2 stitches. I'm going to pass that first stitch over the second. So I'm back down to the 1 stitch, and can you see it's
We've got a
made
bobble.
the little bobble?
Brilliant. Brilliant.
That's so clever. Really
It's
easy.
close.
And
just
you
hold it
carry,
there for a second,
you
Catherine. so
carry
can just-
on down your thing. You're going to do that 18 times in the row. Hopefully you can see
There
that.
you go. There's that little bobble.
There we go.
That is very, very cool.
Really nice, really effective. So you do it with the grey, and then you change to your cream, and as you go down you do it with your cream as well.
I love that. It's so effective. It demystifies the process, doesn't it? That's what's so great about joining us here on Yarn Lane. We get experts who can demystify those little tricky processes that look tricky, don't they? Let's be honest. I looked at Robin and I just wanted to swirl him. But then I can't stop. But then look, how cool is that? Sorry, but
cool.
really, he is just... This is the thing about knitted toys. They are so tactile.
They really are.
If an adult can't leave them alone, think about a baby or toddler. But what we get on Yarn Lane is that we get experts who can demystify those processes, and now suddenly something which we thought was beyond us becomes within our reach. Catherine, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing those techniques with us.
That's okay. It's a pleasure as always.
Fab. Fab. So that's Robin Octopus. He's knitting grey and cream. Really cute. Now, Catherine, the
Yes.
cat.
Oh yes, we
Chloe
can do
Cat.
a little bit of cat.
We haven't got
That's the
long.
last one. Oh, I can be swift.
Fab.
All right, let's see where we've got to with this. So this is the head. Okay. So it's the only bit on the cat that's in stocking stitch. And you start with the nose. And I'm just seeing where I've... Let me just count my stitches. 3, 6, because I've forgotten which bit I've got to. 9, 3, 6.
While you count,
9,
I've got a
12,
lovely
I'm
message.
18.
Hi, Stuart and
Okay.
Catherine. Loving the show. Love you two together. Loving Robin. Me too. Love Lolly. Thanks, Lorraine. Lolly from Wrexham. Absolutely gorgeous message there. There's a lot of love from you. A lot of love from us to you as well. Robin is gorgeous, isn't he? She.
Could be either. Girl's
Absolutely.
or boy's name. I think
Yeah.
that's what's so nice as these. They're absolutely unisex, aren't they?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So you
And
can make them
also-
before babies arrive.
You can. And they also fit in with the modern baby palette is those lovely sort of neutral kind of putty shades, greys, creams. The mink is such
It's a
an
very
on-trend
nice
colour.
colour.
And you're making Chloe in mink, and you've got the face which is the bit in cream.
Absolutely, and I found where I'm at. So I'm on row 7, which is, again, it's an increasing row. So we're going to, this is one where we're doing lots of increasing again. So as I showed you before, along this one, we are knitting and increasing in the front first. So we're increasing and then we're knitting 2. I'm going to go all the way across our row, doing an increase and then knitting 2.
And do the rows tell you exactly, the instructions tell you exactly
So
where
it
in the row
is
to increase?
literally row by row. So the whole of this head, we have got a row by row. It's got 47 rows
Yep.
that tell you what to do. So it's one of those things, when it's like that, that's quite good because you can pick up a project and put it down,
Yeah.
can't you? Because you can just leave a little marker, little pencil tick next to the one where you're going next time.
Or even as you did, just count back. If you've got
Yes.
11 stitches,
Yes.
you must be at row 3 or whatever.
Absolutely,
you
because
know.
it does give you a total at the end of each one.
That's the mark of a really well-written pattern, isn't it? When you can walk away from it, go back, and you still know where you are.
Absolutely. It's stocking stitch, so we're going to purl back across. And the thing that I particularly wanted to tell you about this pattern was when you get onto the garter stitch, your garter stitch is knitted into the back of the stitch, not the front. So normally you knit your when you do normal knitting, you knit into the front of the stitch, don't you?
You do?
But this is knitted into the back, which gives it a little twist.
I was going to, do you know, I noticed earlier on and I almost thought that Chloe's head was crocheted.
It does, it gives it a different look. It also gives it a denser fabric. So
Yeah.
again, you haven't got, because she's very well stuffed, isn't she? Look
She
at her
is
little
really well
tummy.
stuffed.
And it means the stuffing's not going to poke through anywhere. And it does give it a really nice finish. So, although I'm not actually on this, let me just show you how you would knit
A bit nervous about being on TV. Oh, don't be nervous, Chloe Cat. You're fine. But you can see that little bit different look
Yes.
to the garter stitch on the head. Really clever, that.
It is. So you would literally, instead of putting my needle in that way, hang on, there we go. Instead of putting it in that way, you're going to put it in that way and knit as normal.
Got you.
Yeah, it's slightly slower to do because it's not what you're used to, but it does make this nice twisted and very firm stitch.
It's lovely, isn't it, to learn a new technique like that?
Absolutely.
Doing one thing slightly differently can change the look of a stitch completely.
Okay.
Really good. Thank you so much, Katharine. Your demos have been amazing today.
Thank you.
I've learnt such a lot and I hope you have it at home as well. Those lovely wool couture kits are such a wonderful addition to our product range here at Yarn Lane. Now, the striped baby blanket is incredibly limited stock. It's the first time we've ever had it on Yarn Lane and you've loved it. It is super cute. It's a brilliant complete beginner project. There's even a how to knit guide in with your kit. Love that. But please be quick. If you're loving this blanket, if you want this blanket, be quick. Thank you so much. Now Yarn Lane is back on Monday. We've got needlepoint and latch hooking kits, which will be great fun. I look forward to those. Now tomorrow, you'll see me on Sewing Street. Starts at 8 AM. Please join me. It'll be great to have your company. And thanks for joining us today as well. Don't forget, 680 Elna machine is back in stock. There's still time on Sewing Street. Go grab your machine before we sell out. Great to have your company. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.